Premier League predictions. We're back now with the first one. Obviously, it's not the first one of the season, but now ShootOut is back. Our first Premier League predictions for this weekend. This is going to be interesting. Now, to remind all of you, if you were here prior, and for those that are new, how it works when we do predict these, we're not just going to give you predictions and just wait and see what happens, but we are going to have competition between ourselves, and you guys can join in and let us know exactly how you guys are doing too. But if we predict a correct score, whichever one of us, we'll get 3 points. If we predict just the correct win, draw, or loss, and you get the score wrong, it's 1 point. And if you flop altogether, it's no points.
Yeah, you're stupid, you don't know anything about football.
Get out.
Get another job, mate.
Basically.
Simple as that, really. So
it.
should we begin at the top, Eunice?
Let's. First game of the weekend, which is Saturday, early lunchtime, is Arsenal-Nottingham Forest at the Emirates.
Ange Postecoglou, is he there yet?
Mate.
Mate, I'm telling you now, mate, I think this is going to be an absolute corker. Even if he's not in the dugout, right?
Good, man.
That was
he's there. He'll be there.
Mate, honestly, I don't, first of all...
That'll be iconic.
This whole thing between Marinakis and Ange, if we don't see a punch-up on the pitch this season, I'll be shocked. I think this is a recipe for...
Do you reckon?
I think it's going to be so classic, right? It's going to be Ange will come in. I think he's not going to have a good start because I think Arsenal are going to win this. But I think it's going to be pretty good, pretty exciting for a while. But you can't really get anything different. Like Nuno is defensive.
Yeah.
Ange is just all guns blazing. We don't know anything else. We're going to stick the line in the opposition dressing room kind of thing. Goodness knows how many other lines. But like, it's just, I don't see this working at all.
I understand the logic behind the hire, right? And I think as long as... This is where Ange needs to compromise a little bit. If Ange doesn't stay so flipping, like wired to playing a high line, and he actually has a bit of flexibility defensively, I think there's a big chance that he can do well.
Yeah.
But he has to acknowledge that he can't just tell Forest to just go all the way up because they'll get cooked. We saw that at Tottenham. Yeah. We had fun with that, if you remember, Nico Jackson's hat-trick and being down to 9 men and all of that. Ange needs to have some flexibility here. This could be an iconic fixture because he's just come from Tottenham.
Yeah.
This is Arsenal at the Emirates.
Yeah.
He could continue the legacy for Tottenham without being at that club right now by getting a win for Forest at the Emirates against Arsenal, as unlikely as it sounds, I have to be honest.
This is a great game.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first with the score? I've got something in mind.
The thing is there going to be a new manager bounce? I feel like there's a chance of a new manager bounce here.
Okay, well, I'm going to say my score because I think yours could be a bit more exciting than mine. I think Arsenal are going to win 2-0.
Oh, that's so boring, man. What are you doing?
Sorry. Like, I want this to. I want to win this. I don't. Last time, I think you
said
were
last time.
so exactly. You were so far ahead of me that any credibility that I do have was gone.
It was.
So therefore, I'm going to stay safe for this one. It doesn't mean I'm going to do that for every game, but I think Arsenal will win 2-0. I think Arsenal comfortably will win 2-0.
You know what they say? You got to risk it to get the biscuit.
You do. Or do you?
I'm going 2-2.
2-2. That could be quite a good prediction, actually. I won't lie. Well done, Eunice.
This is where I get points.
Very good. I'm going to write these down. Don't worry.
Write them down.
We're going to make sure we're prepared. Bournemouth versus Brighton.
Yes.
This is again another very interesting game. Bournemouth, I think, are a very, very good team. I think they've got one of the best managers in the Premier League, and Brighton are again decent start to the season. That City win was big for them, I think, because if they would have finished a draw or they'd lost that game, I think there would have been a few questions and they'd been a bit worried about where they're going to go. But this could be a very interesting fixture.
Firstly, Tottenham win. Right? They beat Spurs.
Yeah.
So I think, and again, this goes back to looking at Tottenham and what they're doing. This isn't unlike before, like last season, they were 17th and you're like, you know what, anyone can really go and get a result. This is a case of a bit of a shock for Bournemouth to go there and do that. It's an early start. It's only been 3 games, but Bournemouth have started really, really well. They're showing a lot of balance as well. We talk about Arsenal and whatnot, but Bournemouth are showing a lot of balance too. So them being at home to Brighton, I don't know what to think of Brighton. because Brighton have always had like they're always the okay team. They're a team that has relatively good level players. They never play really badly, but they never blow the place up. They get the odd shock here and there.
Unless they play at Forest.
Okay. So I don't know which way this is going to go. I'm torn.
I feel like that means you're going to say it's going to be a draw.
But
Bit safe, that, isn't it?
The thing is, the way that Brighton got a result against City is making me think, okay, look, they actually have a really, really good way of playing football.
Yeah.
But they're not going to maintain that every week.
Or are they?
I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1.
I'm going to go 1-1.
I was thinking 1-1, but I think... Do you know what? Bournemouth deserve so much credit for this too, because they've lost pretty much their entire back line, and they were class footballers. And look at Howson at Real Madrid already. Kirkesh is a little bit wobbly, like a little Hartley's jelly at Liverpool.
Yep.
But I think Bournemouth are going to keep a clean sheet and win 1-0.
Fair enough.
I really rate Bournemouth, and I really rate Areola, and I really rate Semenyo.
Yes,
I think he's a
100%.
brilliant footballer,
100%.
and I think he will score the winner. Palace versus Sunderland. Again, every game at this point of the season is just interesting, isn't it? Because Palace are unbeaten. Sunderland have got 6 points out of a possible 9. Very good start. Both wins coming at home. And this is at Palace.
Yeah.
What do you think, Eunice?
This is a tough one as well, because they're basically pretty much neck and neck as it stands right now.
Mm-hmm.
Palace are a strong team. Them being at home, I think, ultimately gives them the advantage. Physically, as well as even man for man, I think you'd look at this fixture and go, you know what, Palace will win, right? But Sunderland and their business in the transfer window, I think, has been fantastic. Considering they got promoted and considering the resources that they have, they've actually taken a lot of really good action. And I think it's already starting to show. Sunderland are not like, I think, when you look at, let's say, Leeds, you don't really expect much. Or you look at some of the other teams, Brentford, who have taken everything's been stripped away from them. Sunderland, they look well equipped. But Palace, and we've had experience of this, I think they're very, very hard to get through.
Yeah.
Very, very tough. I think they've got a very good blend of players. I think they've got a very good manager as well. Glasner, I think, needs a lot of credit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, just for the fact that Palace are going to be at home as well, I'm going for a narrow Palace win. I'll go 2-1.
I'm going to give you your first yellow card of the season.
I forgot the yellow cards! Oh, no!
I didn't bring it with me. I ordered it. No, I didn't. I'm lying.
It's your go. Yes, I forgot that was a rule.
But it's...
That's another thing for you guys to remember.
That
Yellow
is...
cards.
Eunice was giving the rules at the start. I purposely said to him, you go and intro this one, because I knew he'd forget. Yellow card for Eunice for delivering the score first for the second time. What did you say though?
Cheers, VAR.
I was so like ready to give you the yellow card that I forgot what you just said. I'm saying 2-0 Palace.
I went 2-1.
2-1, okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, that is another win for Crystal Palace. Everton Villa. Now, I feel like every match I'm saying, oh, this is a good one. This is an interesting one. But Everton might well be the shock of the season. Is it a shock? David Moyes is a cracking manager. Brand new stadium. Incredibly smart signings. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall is an underappreciated footballer who I think this year could actually go on a run this season, which could see him give Thomas Tuchel some questions as an all-round versatile player for the England setup.
Yes. No, that's a very, very good point. You know, look, Everton, I don't think are going to, I mean, like right now, they've started really, really well, right? They're sitting 5th. It's been 3 games as well. I think they'll end up not mid-table. They might be maybe make top 10, let's say, right? I think with David Moyes, they have a lot of stability. I feel like with their new stadium as well, that stadium looks like a spaceship as well. Really, really nice new ground, by the way. But I'm expecting just overall good 6, 7 out of 10 from Everton consistently, right?
Yeah.
I think the shock will be Aston Villa. Because Aston Villa, as good as they are on paper, you'd think, and with Morgan Rogers and with even Unai Emery, and I think he's a top manager, it seems like they haven't got enough to be able to manage both Premier League and Europa League football, right? And sometimes when it comes to this, Europa League can be harder than the Champions League because you're travelling further, you're playing Thursdays. It's actually, I think in terms of load, probably harder than it is to play the Champions League. Aston Villa, I think, could suffer from that. They've already had a little bit of a stinker start to the season. Now you're going to throw European football in there. I'm looking more at Aston Villa dropping than Everton setting the standard or setting a mark. But I think there's a chance that Everton, especially at home, can get a job done here.
I think so. I think who would you say is more likely to get called up to the England team this season, Grealish or Dewsbury Hall?
Grealish, easily.
Yeah.
Dewsbury Hall, I think there's a chance. Don't get me wrong, because he's got a lot of flexibility and a lot more freedom in that team. I feel like we get to see Dewsbury Hall operate more as like a 10, which is what I think maybe the intention was at Chelsea. But the way that we play, it's sometimes you needed him to fill in a double pivot, and it's just with Grealish though. Grealish has been let loose. Grealish has been released from jail. Basically, right? Yeah. And he's already showing how flipping good he's looking. Jail. Honestly, this is all part of the Pep scenario that we discussed. I think Grealish has a big chance to get back into the England team. So,
does he score a winner for Everton against Aston Villa?
I think
it's written, isn't it? Really, like 4 assists so far this season.
Yeah.
Does he get that goal here?
You know what? And it is my pick.
It is, yeah.
I was waiting for him to get a yellow card. He didn't want it.
Nah, don't worry, mate. I'm a clean man.
Clean. Gary Lineker.
Most of the time.
I'm going 2-1 Everton.
2-1 Everton.
Yep.
I am saying 2-2. I think this is going to be a very good game. I think Aston Villa could be in a bit of trouble in terms of just like that panic that might set in if they don't get that win soon. I think Everton are going to be 2-0 down and come back 2-2.
Well, that would be actually really good for Aston Villa because even last season their away record was kind of poor, but their home record was phenomenal, if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
So let's see how they do away from home.
Fulham versus Leeds. I would say this is a big game for both teams because Fulham have played quite well, I'd say, and I think they would be unlucky to not get more points than they've had.
Agreed.
From what I've seen of them. Leeds have got themselves 4 points out of their first 3. I can't split these two. I don't see Fulham going and beating Leeds. I think Leeds are going to find a balance this season between like digging deep and drawing matches where they can't outplay the opposition.
Yeah.
And maybe getting lucky and scraping a few wins, maybe against teams that try and play. I don't know. But I'm not sure. I don't think I can split them.
Leeds have started off better than I thought overall. And this is even considering their 5-0 loss to Arsenal, right? That was expected. If I'm being honest, that's the sort of result I expected from Leeds, game in, game out. But we were just talking about Everton. When they started the season off actually winning against Everton, I'm like, that's actually a big result. They go, they play against Newcastle. They get a draw. And, I mean, Newcastle have their own problems at the moment. But for Leeds, it's a good start. For Fulham, I agree. For Fulham, they're a bit unlucky. And as much as I know, look, Joshua King and that goal and everything, all right, but that is goal. Also part of the overall package of being unlucky for Fulham at the moment. I feel like they should have a little bit more on the board. I think Fulham have a good team, right? And I think considering that Fulham are going to be at home against Leeds, I think this might be their day. I don't know. I'm heading more in that direction.
I wanted to say 0-0, but I'm going to say Fulham are going to win 1-0.
Yeah.
First win. I think won't be a great game of football. I don't think this one. I think Fulham will be a bit nervous actually that they haven't got that win yet. So I'm saying 1-0.
Yeah. No, I think this is the day Fulham get 3 points. Like finally Fulham's got a win. You know what I mean? Like,
what's the score going to be?
I'm going 1-0 as well.
1-0.
I'm going 1-0 as well.
Tactical from Eunice there. I like what he's doing. I see it, mate. I do.
That's also another reason why I got points the last time.
That's very true. No, it's not true. Eunice just knows more about football than me. But I'm here to prove everybody wrong. That's why it's taken 18 months. I've been studying. I've been there. I've been in the footballing gym.
He's been locked in.
All right? I've been locked in, mate. Been bloody locked in. Speaking of locking into the 3 o'clocks, Newcastle versus Wolves is the final one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. For Newcastle, it is finally time to just play football. And I feel like I've said that a bit in the last video and a half here on Shootout. But the whole Isak saga, I feel sorry for Newcastle fans, because they're back in the Champions League. They know that their owners have got more money than any of the other owners, but PSR have absolutely come in and stuck the middle finger up at them. And as a result of that, they have then got Alexander Isak purely knowing that his team that he played at, that he won that trophy with and for, can never get close to Liverpool.
Yeah.
No matter how much they want to or think they can or financially should be able to, it was always an inevitability that their top players were going to go. Wolves, on the other hand, I'd be very concerned if I was Wolves.
100%.
They had a good end to the window, considering how bad I think the window was up until that point. But I just think this is Newcastle now of just focus on the football. Play.
I mean, they ain't got a choice. They have to. I think losing Isak was inevitable.
Yeah.
It was always going to happen. And this is just the dynamics of football now. You can't turn down an offer of that magnitude just because you want to keep the player. No chance. So, to be fair to them, right, they have brought in a couple of players in order to try and, I guess, replace Isak. We're going to see what Nick Watermaid is made of as well.
I think he's going to be an exciting player to watch.
I think so, because, and I don't know about you, when I look at him, I get Berbatov vibes, but quicker. Berbatov was always like, he would glide, but he was always a little bit slow. Yeah. Watermaid looks like the same, but he's actually quick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to manage in the Prem. But this is where Newcastle, you're right, have to just turn a new leaf and just focus on the football. Overall, their transfer window was kind of shocking in terms of navigating the entire window, because Newcastle, with the resources they have, you'd expect them to be able to compete on a similar level to how Liverpool conducted the window, or even Chelsea conducted the window, or, being able to spend a decent amount and upgrade the quality. Newcastle just looked desperate the whole window.
Yeah.
How are they going to now play on the pitch with a couple of new lads that we've, like Watermaid that we've mentioned, and how are they going to navigate this? It's hard to tell. I don't know, but Wolves have been so bad. Newcastle have had a horrific start to the season, but Wolves have been, everywhere, getting battered everywhere they go, basically. Right? Except for beating West Ham in the League Cup, which was fantastic.
I think Newcastle's thing is going to have to be, it's kind of like, if I don't know this because I'm not a Newcastle fan, but if I was a Newcastle fan, right now I'd feel like, right, it's us against everybody. A bit like how it feels to be a Chelsea fan all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd be so annoyed. I'd just be so frustrated, because you know that it's there. They probably would want to spend it if these rules didn't exist. But I also just think, like, the whole Isak saga was so draining for that whole squad and Eddie Howe, and particularly the way that Eddie Howe wants his teams to play with energy, with fight, with grit, with passion, determination, to, like, know that you might not have the best players. I think they've got some great players.
Yep.
But I think they've got to just dig in now and use that. What do you think the score's going to be, Eunice?
So, I think, look, Newcastle have had a poor start, but they have to get a home win at some point. And I think Wolves have bigger problems. So, by default, I think a Newcastle win. I'm going... You know what? I'm going to give a little bit of optimism for them here. I'm going 3-1.
3-1 to Newcastle?
Yep.
That's a good score prediction. I am going to say that Newcastle are going to win 2-1 against Wolves this weekend.
Fair?
Brentford versus Chelsea Football Club.
Oh no, West Ham, Tottenham.
I didn't even write them in. I do apologise.
He just eliminated Tottenham because they're Tottenham.
I didn't do that on purpose, I promise you, because this is actually...
if we're doing it in order, it's West Ham, Tottenham.
No, it really is. So hang on, stay tuned to the end, because we'll do Chelsea, don't you worry. This is a mega game of football, isn't it? Because Spurs had a fall, let's say, like they were climbing. Oh, shit. Back down 4 steps. Let's try that again, please. For West Ham...
It's the opposite.
They really did. They really turned it on, didn't they? I was so shocked. I mean, I was doing the William Hill pick thing, and I thought Forest would beat West Ham. I thought it was a guarantee.
Yep, same.
I thought West Ham were in the mud, mate. I thought Graham Potter was given, 2 games to solve his job or save his job. Now what happens here then? Because he's got 3-0 win at Forest that no one would have anticipated.
Yep.
Well, what if he loses to Tottenham now? Does it equal itself out?
And look, but personally, and this is where I feel like we're in a good position because we know Graham Potter well, right? And so did the Brighton lot. So if you're a Brighton fan, you might be able to relate as well. I think that game against Forest was one of those games that will pop up, but it's nothing more than that.
No, so you think West Ham are really rubbish then?
With all due respect, West Ham I think are good. Don't get me wrong, it's a London derby. So the dynamic changes a little bit. This isn't like West Ham going and playing against, I don't know, Everton. This is a London derby, and in a derby, things can happen. West Ham and Tottenham have a bit of a rivalry as well, and there is history there. Similarly to West Ham Chelsea, or like Tottenham Chelsea, or Tottenham Arsenal, these things can kick off. But I don't think Graham Potter's West Ham has any substance or any ability to really grit themselves in a fixture like this that actually has quite a bit on it, and they're playing a Tottenham team that I think are quite good.
Yeah, by all accounts, they're good. Yeah,
I think even the Tottenham loss, that was a little bit of a freak show too, and you could argue that was a one-off.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully not.
This is the thing with West Ham Tottenham. I mean, we personally, would we want Tottenham to win? No. But do I expect anything from Graham Potter and West Ham? No.
I think having seen Chelsea play the way we did against West Ham, and look, Paquetá's goal was a great finish, but it was a freak goal.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wasn't that worried.
No.
And if I was Spurs, this is a huge match, because if West Ham get a win, then all of a sudden the whole trajectory of their season could look very different.
Yes.
That's serious momentum then, going from Potter being on the verge of the sack to 2 great wins if West Ham were to win. And for Spurs, it's kind of like, I'll say this now, and you guys know I don't like Tottenham. But Thomas Frank, I think, is a fantastic manager. I think Kudus and Xavi Simons are brilliant signings.
Yep.
I think, Kolo Muani, very smart at the end of the window, great move.
On a loan.
On a loan deal, excellent business. I think that Spurs have strengthened almost everywhere for the better.
Yep.
And I think that this will be the kind of game where we'll see the difference in manager.
True.
And I think Spurs are going to destroy West Ham 4-1. I'd love to say something else. Like I said at the start, I'm trying to be serious, all right? I want to show that I know ball. So whether I do or not is another story. But I don't see West Ham coping with Tottenham. I think they're going to run them ragged.
You've taken a page out of the Eunice Talks football book here, because he's decided to risk it to get the biscuit, isn't he? So 4-1 is a very, very bold scoreline.
It's a bit dumb, really, isn't it?
But no, I share the sentiment. I can see why. I don't think it'll be 4. But I am going for Tottenham win. I'm going 2-0.
2-0 Spurs.
2-0 Spurs.
Very comfortable afternoon. Speaking of which, comfortable afternoons. It's not a comfortable afternoon if you're a London police officer.
Oh, it's really not.
I felt like that was about to start to go into a brand deal there. It wasn't. We're sponsored by the London Police. I don't think we're accepting that one, even if it were to come through the inbox. But you've got Arsenal Forest in North London. Then you've got Palace Sunderland in South London. Fulham Leeds West London. Then you go to East again. You've got West Ham Spurs. You've got 5 matches in London. Brentford Chelsea being the final game of the evening. Saturday night football. First of all, can I just say I don't like it?
Yeah, I don't.
Why?
And you're here now, so this means for us it's 11 p.m.
But why is it the latest match? It will be live here on ShootOut, by the way.
It will be.
So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that. But why so late? Saturday night. You want to be out on the lash by this point. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be still waiting for the football. But this is let's talk about the footy, shall we?
Yeah.
Because Brentford,
not a great start.
Nope.
But again, going back to that Aston Villa point that I mentioned, Brentford got a result at home against Villa. Apart from that, though, it's not been looking good.
Nah.
And albeit, yes, this is a home game, and they've only had one home game that they, like I said, they won. The 2 away games they lost. They lost to Forest. They lost to. They beat Bournemouth. So fair play to them. They lost to Sunderland, right? To the League Cup is where they won. The Sunderland game, they lost. At home, they might be different gravy, but when I look at Brentford and I look at the players and everyone that they've lost and Thomas Frank, they've just been absolutely depleted.
Decimated.
It's like a bomb's gone off there, right? And they've lost all the good parts. Not to say that what's left isn't good, but not as good as what they had.
For sure.
Chelsea have a chance to go there and keep the momentum, I would say.
I just think with Chelsea right now, I can validate and justify why we'd score lots of goals in a lot of different games.
Yeah.
And I feel like this could be one of those. I'm more worried playing Brentford at the Bridge, purely because of that record. And I don't always think that these records mean something. But I do think going to Brentford coming to us because it's a big derby for them, they out at Stamford Bridge kind of vibes, you know. Mm-hmm. I know that they're obviously now established in the Premier League, fair play for that as well. I think Thomas Frank's a big part of that. But I just think Chelsea right now, I'm really confident. And I'm really confident until I'm not. And that is how football works, okay? Like, if we don't win this game, confidence gets a knock. It's like a cup. You fill it up and it empties. You fill it up and it empties. But right now, I'm very confident that Chelsea will get the win. But one does not want to yellow card himself.
Damn it!
So one must throw the table to him.
Man, I need to try and tempt this guy to get a yellow card. I need to leave my leg out and then see if he comes in with a 2-footed challenge or something. I need to, maybe dive.
I do have pins and needles right now from slightly half crossing my legs, so there's no 2-footers coming. But I can swing the old right hook over.
Go for it. Anything for a yellow. I agree. This is a good chance for Chelsea to keep the momentum. I think. You know what's crazy and what's been, you said this at the very beginning, I think on the last video, right, when we were talking about Chelsea. Chelsea's gone under the radar. And when we look at our record and our games, this is from last season too. I don't know what the stat is, but we've got 19 wins out of not too much more amount of games. I think it is. We've just been winning. Maybe the odd loss, an odd draw, win.
23 wins in the 30 matches that Willy Issa has been at Chelsea. Let's call it that, because I think that's a big one.
So no one's really paying attention to that, which is great, because we don't want people to pay attention to that, although we've mentioned it here, but I hope that goes under the radar as well. But Chelsea have a chance to, like I've said, just keep up the momentum now. After the last couple of wins, we've got big games coming up. Bayern Munich, Man United. We've got Champions League really kicking in. I think this Brentford game is a good opportunity to get a cool and composed win.
How many?
I'm going with 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. I'm slightly concerned about this game.
Oh, here we go.
Purely because I think we're going to rotate a little bit. Because we've got Bayern Munich and Manchester United. Yeah. And as much as I trust the squad, I think we're going to win. I think it could be a bit more nervy than I would like it to be. I think we're going to win 2-1.
Okay.
Here at Brentford, which would be a fantastic result. And I hope, if we do rotate and we still win, I'll be buzzing before that Bayern Munich game, because that's everything I've wanted. I don't just want us to have an 11 and then we get another injury because we have to play them because we've only got an 11. This is where I want the fact that we have a good squad now to come into fruition.
Yeah. Speaking
Speaking of good squads, Liverpool spent a bit of dollar, didn't they?
Just a bit.
And they've go to Burnley. I saw James Alcott said that he thinks this season there'll be a 10-0 fixture in the Premier League. Could be this one. Burnley won't concede 10 goals, but I don't know. Every game we're going to see, aren't we? Because we're going to do this every Premier League game week. I just think Liverpool could score so many goals.
I'm going to counter that. This is where I get a little bit risky, because Burnley haven't been as bad as I thought they would be to start the season off. Mm-hmm. And we saw what their game against Man United was like. And albeit United did actually end up getting the win, but Burnley gave them a really good test. And I know some people will say, but it's Man United. Still, their loss to Tottenham was the only one that was basically like a whitewash, right? And I feel like Burnley at home can be that one team that might just cause a surprise. You don't expect it. You go, there's no way it's happening, but then it just happens, you know? And I feel like Liverpool will be the sort of team to go to these unlikely places to drop points.
It'd be so good, wouldn't it? Be
So
lovely.
yeah, I reckon there's a chance that I'm not gonna say Burnley to win, but Liverpool to drop points.
You've influenced me here. No,
This is what
that's
we're
not the word. Influenced. That was awful.
Influenced.
You have influenced me.
Is that a Gen Z quote?
That is George Benson was born in 2009 quote. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I'm a 94. I'm 31, mate. I need to grow up. I do think Eunice, you might be right here.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Burnley 1, Liverpool 2.
Oh, so you're still going Liverpool win.
I'm going to go Florian Wirtz 89th minute goal, and it'll be the most Liverpool thing ever, wouldn't it? Play like dog poo, and then the boy that everyone says not going to be good, he's rubbish, a waste of money, is going to score a worldie
to
at
be
the
fair,
end.
he's not been good.
No,
he's not been good for club or for country.
Point. Yes.
For club or for country, like as a whole, and this goes back to my point that I mentioned before about buying these players not just for the money that they spent, but because the expectation is there, and then you don't get it, at least off the bat. Questions start getting asked immediately. I feel like Liverpool have got quite a lot of players through the door of that magnitude that I feel like there's going to be just a really high expectation. And it's these sort of games that's going to humble everyone, I feel. So I'm going 2-2.
Oh, Eunice.
And you know what?
Eunice talks straws. That is a big one.
I think it'll be a case of Liverpool winning the game and Burnley will come back.
Wow. I mean, that's a huge call. I've got nothing more to add to that. Let's wait and see. I really hope you're right there. I will absolutely surrender the points.
I mean, we'll take it.
Yeah, God, I'll take a 5-0 Burnley, mate, all day long. I don't mind. That's all right with me. But we finish with, without question, the biggest game of the weekend.
Yep.
Man City, Man United. Who does this mean more to? City or United?
That's what I think it's going to boil down to. And there will be a watch-along for that, so make sure you're here because we're covering the Manchester derby.
Absolutely.
So you'll get our reactions for that. Join us for it.
Sounds like we should do Burnley-Liverpool as well at this rate.
We probably should.
Here's a 0-0.
Just a Super
There you
Sunday. Look, I think what you just said is correct. Who's going to want this the most? Because a derby is a derby at the end of the day. But normally, look, at normal circumstances, you would look and go, City are clear favourites. Clear. Right, Man United have been poor and just really, really bad. Overall, really bad, horrific. But City haven't been good either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're struggling with injuries.
When it's a derby like this, it becomes its own isolated event. Form goes out of the window, as they say. So Man United will be licking their lips here.
Yeah.
Albeit this is going to be at the Etihad. But this is a chance where I feel like United might feel like we've got nothing to lose. You know, the expectations on the floor. We've been poor. This is a chance for us to go and beat our arch nemesis, our next door neighbours, and actually try and get Man United to be spoken about good again. Whilst Man City are down, because Man City are for sure down. I think tactically they're down. I think in terms of injuries they're down. I think the morale is down. This is a big opportunity for Man United, but my concern is that do Man United have the facilities for it?
Are they actually a good enough team to do something?
Exactly, yeah, like we know you might want it, but do you have the tools to actually still get it done? Because maybe even City on a bad day could be enough to beat this Man United team. It's hard to call.
Do you know what? I've got a feeling Man United are going to win.
I don't blame you.
And I think it will be one of those where it's like the Man United thing right now is it's like you've got an old banger, right? You've got a car that you love to pieces. The Man United fans, you can see it inside his eyes, mate. He loves his club to pieces.
Well, talking about cars, he's in the car park. He's living there now.
He's in the car park. He might as well pay for rent in there.
He might as well.
But it's like, it starts to run. He's like, Grimsby. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like with Man United playing Chelsea next week, I feel like Man United can only win one of those games. Yes. I don't think they'll win both.
Yeah.
But I do think they might win this one. And then it'll be Chelsea's turn to go to Old Trafford and finally nick the keys and go.
This would be the most I want to say the most Man United thing ever, because as you said, you lose to Grimsby. You don't really deserve to beat Burnley, but you do
that was a relief more than...
It
that
was a relief.
The only thing that counted from that game was the fact it was 3 points, and it was like, thank goodness.
Exactly. But then City, I don't know what it is about Man United on the day having the potential to just switch it on. The potential, yes. But like I say, they've been so bad, unlike any other time before, that I just don't know. I think City will be poor.
Will be poor?
I think City
Are
will
we
be
both
poor.
going for a Man United win?
You know what? This is going to sound safe on my part, but I think a draw.
Okay, what are you going to say? What's your score?
1-1.
1-1.
You know what? I don't think we're going to get a beautiful game either. I think it's going to be a bit ugly.
Okay, well...
I just think the standard's going to be on the floor for this one.
I think Man United are going to win 2-1.
That would be... By the way, that would be mental for City. I think if City lose to this United team at home, it's kicking off. I think there's going to be all sorts of questions in certain players. I think Pep is going to be in the firing line.
I will say that Haaland scored, 5 the other night for Norway?
For Norway, they won 11-1.
Yeah. What's the point in that, by the way? Why do it? I want England to do that one day. Like, we always stop at like 5 or 6, don't we? Like, I want 11-1, mate. I get it tattooed on my arm. I want 11-1. But I don't know. I've got a feeling Man United are going to win. And I can't even justify it because they're just not very good.
That would be mental.
But I'd love it. I think it would actually ruin City's season. I think it would end their season.
It actually would.
And I did say that Haaland's off. And I did say that Pep is off too. And, you know, the wheels have got to be in motion.
Oh, I'm going to ask you a question on this then, yeah? Because you said what score?
2-1 Man United.
2-1 United. Now, off camera, you guys wouldn't know about this, but when we were talking about England and Andorra, this guy did look at me and went, you know what? This is going to be the most, like, basic, boring England 2-0 win with an own goal and a penalty from Harry Kane. And you know what? It was 2-0. There was an own goal. There just wasn't a penalty. Thankfully, we went and beat Serbia the way we did. But
yeah, that was good.
Who do you think is scoring for Man United to get this win?
Lenny Yoro. What's funny about that? They're going to take a corner.
I love it.
And Lenny Yoro's going to bury one. And then Bruno Fernandes will score a penalty that probably wasn't a penalty. Like, that is what will happen.
That's standard, isn't it?
That's what's going to happen. And you guys will find that out, of course, because you're going to come and tune in for the Shootout watch along this Sunday. Saturday, we got Brentford Chelsea, of course.
Yep.
And then Sunday evening, after I've had a roast dinner, will be absolutely massive. Man City, Man United. The loser gets sacked. No, that's not. That was too much. Don't worry.
Nah, come on, man. We just got ourselves back up and running. What are you doing?
If you made it to this point of the video, well done to you. Anything else to say, Eunice, before we wrap this one up?
No. First prediction video back. Very, very good. Very happy. Yeah. Let's see what happens. And let's see if you continue to be in the mud or if you make the resurgence after all this time off.
Mate, I'll come to Dubai to take a crown. Am I allowed to say that here?
Yeah, you have to take it off me.
Okay, I was going to say, not like any kind of like Dubai royalty kind of crown, Eunice's crown. Anyway, we're waffling. We'll see you tomorrow.